The United States could have its first African-American Secretary of Defense. President-elect Joe Biden has named retired Army General Lloyd Austin as his nominee. Mr. Biden is expected to formally introduce Mr. Austin at an event in Delaware, but the Biden team faces an uphill battle getting him confirmed. Congress will have to vote to waive a law that blocks former military officers taking the role within 7 years of leaving active duty. And for more, Simon Marks joins us now live from Washington, D.C. So Simon, Austin is in the same position as Trump's first Defense Secretary, James Mattis.
Yes, that's exactly the case, Atelli. Lloyd Austin retired from the military in 2016, so he's only been out of the U.S. Armed Forces for 4 years. That means that, like General James Mattis before him, he is going to require a congressional waiver to take this job and make history as the first African-American to head the Pentagon. Joe Biden says he's absolutely worth it. He says that he watched General Austin at work in Iraq during the Obama administration and is convinced that he has got the diplomatic skills necessary and the leadership skills necessary to take the helm at the Department of Defense. But this is going to create a big difficulty for many Democrats up on Capitol Hill, because scores of them in the House of Representatives back in 2016 opposed General Mattis's waiver, saying that they believed it was inappropriate for someone who had served so recently in the U.S. military to take a position at the helm of the Pentagon more usually occupied by a civilian. And in the Senate, at least one Democrat, Jack Reed of Rhode Island, not only voted against Jim Mattis's confirmation and waiver, but actually flatly said he would never again back a waiver for another serving member of the military. So this is going to require some parliamentary footwork by Joe Biden if he wants to get General Austin appointed.
Simon, Mr. Biden's also pushing ahead with his new health team with a rather ambitious pledge to vaccinate 100 million Americans in 100 days.
Yeah, 100 million vaccinations in 100 days, Steve, which, of course, doesn't necessarily mean 100 million separate Americans, given that everybody's got to have the booster shot 2 or 3 weeks after the first shot. But certainly it's an ambitious plan, coupled, of course, with the president-elect's determination that he's going to encourage all Americans to wear face masks for the first 100 days of his administration. Good luck with that. He also wants Republican help reopening schools across the country. Good luck with that. This is a plan that has been devised in very large measure by the man who is now serving as the president-elect's chief medical advisor, and that's the very familiar figure of Dr. Anthony Fauci. It was notable yesterday that Dr. Fauci was a no-show at President Trump's vaccine summit at the White House, but at exactly the same time as it was taking place, he did show up for Joe Biden, the president-elect's event in Wilmington, Delaware. So you can see the sands of politics shifting here, but there are big questions about whether that plan can, in fact, be effected and acted upon.